Welcome to another edition of Bible Time. This is the Tuesday edition, and you might have figured this out, but I'm recording these in our little home office here. In our new home, this is the office that we have here, and in the old home, I had my own separate room. I was the pastor cave where I recorded a lot of these Bible Times, but now in our new home, Roberta and I actually share this room as a study, as an office, and that's her desk right back there that you can see over there. We're study buddies here at the Blakey house, sharing this office, and it's a great thing. We're loving the what the Lord has provided for us, and we're thankful to be able to serve you and serve Believers Fellowship. It's a real joy for us, and it's a real joy to be able to read through the Bible together, the daily Bible reading, going through the Old Testament over a 2-year period. And today we're still in the book of Esther, and we're in chapters 7 and 8. And do you remember what the theme of the book of Esther is? Well, it's all about God's providence, how God in his sovereignty is overseeing all the events of all the world, and everything is moving forward according to his plan and his purposes. How he does that, I don't know. But it's an amazing thing to think about. I mean, to me, that's more amazing than a miracle. Jesus walking on the water, well, for God, that's amazing, but that's what you would expect from God. But and the fact that he can do that, that's no big deal for God. But how is it he can oversee all the events of billions of people and all the decisions that are being made, and somehow this stream is all going down the direction that he has determined? That's an amazing thing, and it gives us great confidence as his people. And that's what's being presented here in the book of Esther, a time where it's talking about Jews who are in exile in Persia. Ahasuerus is the king. Esther, as you remember the story, she actually becomes the queen. She's a Jewish, and she's been brought up and taken care of by Mordecai. And the story kind of revolves around them and what God is doing for the sake of his people that are spread out across the kingdom of Persia. 127 countries, it says, and God is providentially providing for them. Well, you might remember there was a banquet that Esther held for the king and for Haman, and then the next day they come back for part 2 of the banquet, and this is where Esther would plan to reveal her request to the king. And her request is, what she tells him is about how the plan has been made, and it kind of seems like Ahasuerus maybe didn't know all the details. He just gave Haman the authority to make this decree, and she tells him that her people, a decree has gone out to annihilate and destroy her people, and Haman is the one who made the decree. Well, and then the king steps out of the room. He's apparently very upset. Haman throws himself on the couch next to Esther, pleading for mercy. The king comes back in and sees what he's doing, and now it's you're getting executed. It's like you're attacking the queen when I'm not in the room, and so he's to be executed, and he gets hung on the gallows that he himself had built for the hanging of Mordecai. And so there you see God bringing the twist into the plot there, because he is providentially overseeing all things. And now the king says, well, I can't change the original decree. We can't revoke our decrees, but we can make a new decree. And the new decree goes out that the Jewish people can defend themselves. They can't stop the attack if people want to go against them, but they can defend themselves. They're allowed to defend themselves, and they're allowed to do that by the king's authority. And this produces great joy amongst the people when they get this report. There at the end of chapter 8, verse 15, it says, Then Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal robes of blue and white, with a great golden crown and a robe of fine linen and purple, and the city of Susa shouted and rejoiced. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. And in every province and in every city, wherever the king's command and his edicts reached them, there was gladness and joy among the Jews, a feast and a holiday. This is a great day for the Jews. They thought they were going to be wiped out. And you might remember back in chapter 4 when the original decree went out, it tells us in verse 3 that in every province, wherever the king's command and his decree reached, there was great mourning among the Jews. with fasting and weeping and lamenting. And many of them lay in sackcloth and ashes. And so things have been completely turned around, and that's all come about by God's providence in preserving his people. Satan's plan to annihilate God's people, and you see that throughout the Bible. Satan's attempts to annihilate the people, to stop the Messiah from coming, to thwart the promises of God that he made to Abraham regarding the people of Israel. But God is providentially working to twist things, to turn things in the favor of his people all the time, even when it looks like they're doomed. God always has come through to do that. And God has a bigger thing in mind than that. It's more than just protecting his people. He's wanting to bring more people in. He's protecting his people. He's protecting the line of the Messiah because he has plans to save a multitude of people. And in fact, at this very time when this happened, that was the purpose, and purpose was accomplished. At the end of verse 17 in chapter 8, there's this great statement. It says, "And many from the peoples of the country declared themselves Jews, for fear of the Jews had fallen on them." The people see what's happening, and fear falls upon them, no doubt from the Lord. And many of them become Jews, and that's more than just like declaring, well, I'm becoming a Jew. No, this is a religious conversion. These people are wanting to follow the God of the Jews. And so many people are converted, many souls are saved. And that's what God is doing today. And you might think about the things that are going on in our world today and think how crazy and confusing they are. But you can be sure of this, that God in his providence has designed these events for the purpose of saving many souls. And that should encourage us to stop whining and start witnessing. We need to be taking advantage of these times and telling people about the hope that they can have in Jesus Christ. And we need to be busy at doing that and keep our mind on the things that matter the most and trust God that he truly is providentially in charge and he is accomplishing his purposes. What a great message to hear on a Tuesday. And I trust that this will encourage you to live for the Lord today, confident that he is providentially watching over you and everything in this world, and we can trust him completely. And we'll see you tomorrow for more Bible time.